Way-ho.
Boom, boom. Now everybody say way-ho.
Way-ho.
Say boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear you say way-ho.
Way-ho.
Aren't you so glad I put that on there?
It makes me. It's one of the little things that you've done that it's like I like this dude a lot more than a friend. Like
Yeah.
he's smart too.
Yeah.
And that you did that,
I did that for you, Daddy Bear.
dude. I get on the bus with him, this Lee Bryce guy in Augusta, Georgia, and we go across the country.
Are we recording yet or not?
Like a quarter way
Nice.
across the country. And we stop at Vicksburg, Mississippi, which is, if you've never been to the Waffle House right off the highway down by the casino in Vicksburg, Mississippi, you should definitely go because it's awesome.
Worth it?
They'll take care of you in there.
I love Waffle House.
Cheese, eggs, double covered smothered, diced and chunked, all that stuff.
God, I don't remember the last time I've been to a Waffle House.
But we went down. Lee was like, "Man, we got to go to this place on South Congress in Austin.
Yeah, baby.
It's like the best chicken tortilla soup ever."
love
And it was
that.
definitely low mid tortilla soup.
Okay, look, I have a confession.
Go ahead.
Lee, look, we all know Lee. He's kind of a foodie. He's a great cook himself.
Yeah, he is.
But there's been more than one time, probably more than 5 times, where I've been out on the road with him,
I'm already laughing.
and he's like, "Bro, this place has this best food, dude. I'm telling you, it will change your life."
World's greatest coffee.
And you're like, and you get all hype.
Yes.
You get all hype, right? You're like, okay, because Lee's been around this country. He's experienced a lot of different places, as both of you guys have as well. But it's just like, and then you go, and it's just shitty food. It's just average at
It
best.
was okay. I mean, Philip Lamons is to my left, who's a
he was with you?
world-class chef. Yeah, dude. And Chase Lowry, bless his heart,
Love Chase.
is the most honest human being. He goes, "This is shit. This is awful. This is the worst soup ever."
I'm an elite Yelper, by the way. Humble brag. Yes, that's correct. I'm an elite Yelper. That's how much
You're an elite Yelper. You do that much. You Yelp that much.
So you're like on Yelp, like Elon Musk is on Twitter.
He owns
Not as much
Twitter.
as that.
Well,
Stephen
pre-owning
doesn't
Twitter.
own Yelp.
I
don't think
He
so.
said
But no,
he
but
was
he's
the
on
most
there.
interacted person on Twitter before he bought Twitter.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how he figured it out, but he's smart enough to do it.
So we're in Austin. We go eat this soup place.
South Congress?
South Congress. We walk up the street to this boot place.
What's the name of that place? Let's give him a negative shout out.
La shit soup.
La shit soup.
La
Yeah,
shitty
I can elite
tortilla
Yelp
soup.
him right now, dude.
Dude, it was like water. It was water and chicken and tortillas.
So
I'm
like just broth.
like Buenos Dias. Welcome to Texas.
It's probably good for your throat, though, if it's
No
chicken
bueno.
broth
It was
based.
great. So we go in this boot store down the street, and I'm like, I have my coffee and my man bag and my really cool Lulu sweatshirt.
It's so hot.
Yeah. So I walk outside on the street, and Lee comes out, and he's bought like 3 pairs of boots.
Did he really?
Yeah,
because he
dude.
only has 300
Yeah,
pair.
exactly. So we're on the bus. And Lee comes on the bus and he's got a pair of boots on. I'm like, dude, those boots are awesome. I actually like those. And he's like, dude, you should wear them tonight. And I'm like, you're wearing them right now.
Yeah.
He takes them off. He's like, you got to wear these tonight. I was like, dude, I don't want to wear your boots. He goes, no, you're going to wear them and they're your boots. I'm like,
He bought you
what?
a pair?
Yes.
You guys
Wow.
like?
He's like, here, take these.
Are
He
y'all the
made me
same
wear 'em
size?
that night. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
He
I'm
was
sure,
awesome. He's
I'm
like,
sure
you need
Philip
some
was pissed.
jeans?
Oh yeah. Hey, who would love to have Lee's sweaty jeans on?
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, man, it's those boots. The boots are cool. I'll wear them sometime.
what are they made of?
They're
What
made of like cow.
cow?
Yeah.
Well, you know, some
call
are
that
like
leather?
rattlesnakes
No,
and
they're
stuff. I don't know.
they're cow boots, cowboy boots.
Oh, they're actually
They're not
cowboy
like
boots.
Arapaia fish or like ostrich skin,
Whale tussles.
Elephant.
whale testicle.
Whale testicles. A little squishy when you walk
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Welcome to Twangtown. I am David Tolliver.
And I am Colt Mirsky.
Oh,
Wait for it.
Brewski.
And today we have with us Stephen Liles.
Shut up, yeah, Steve.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a beautiful day here in Nashville. Oh,
Oh, you got a double intro.
Say boom, boom, boom. Now everybody say way-ho.
way-ho.
Say boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear you say
This one might get a little out of control today.
That's
Let's go.
amazing.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a beautiful day here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's my first time on the podcast.
Dude, it's amazing out today. And
it's so
we
nice.
just wrote a really good song.
We did.
Let's go.
Where are we going? Can I drive?
Yeah.
Do you like driving in Nashville?
That's
Talk
a
to
tough
me.
one. So
Think about
man,
it.
so I'm in like Pleasant View, Ashland City ish, and the one thing when I started enjoying driving to Nashville is when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use this time to call people I don't call instead of just text everybody. And so I'm like, hey, I'm gonna call maybe my dad or maybe
Yeah.
my sister or maybe somebody.
Use it as a productive activity
I do, and
rather
it's
than
just
bitch and
nice.
scream at everybody like David.
It's just nice to hear people's voices sometimes, other than just like a text. Hey, how's it going? Your week? How was your weekend? Cool,
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah,
I agree with
okay.
that.
Okay.
So I just been. So I just use that's so, and I don't turn on my radio at all.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
screw music.
I don't turn on music radio. I turn on like the comedy channel.
I like sports talk radio.
And
so
Spa.
much.
Oh yeah, ESPN.
That's
I'll dig into,
that's
but
my go.
Spa channel with the weird music.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jen and I will drive around sometimes. Listen,
Totally in zen.
yes, totally in Zen moment.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you tired or nothing. Just
Nah, dude, it
That's
makes me
cool.
so. I hate people on the road. Like I love people in real life, but people in their cars are assholes.
oh no, I agree, especially here.
Yeah.
Just complete morons, and they don't know what I'm going to do, so they need to get out of my way.
I went the long way though because I wanted to see the stadium building, and it's like,
Well, I haven't driven by it yet.
oh, it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's going to be gnarly.
where are people parking for? The,
Well, they're going to tear down the old one, and that's going to be it.
no, but where are they
No,
parking now?
They have going to have a shuttle across the bridge.
Oh,
They'll have
is that
shuttles.
what they're doing?
Yeah, to shuttle over.
Yay, because there's plenty of parking on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's so close to the old one, they're gonna have to tear that down at some point. How are they gonna explode it and it not affect the?
There's
Well,
little.
didn't you see what they did in Las Vegas
Build a
with the
wall or
Tropicana?
something?
Yeah.
They imploded that whole thing.
Dude, it goes on. It folds in on itself like a circumcised penis. You know,
Oh.
just
yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Like an inverted nipple.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's got really
Yeah.
interesting.
It's real. Welcome in the world.
You know,
Where are you from? You from Florida?
I'm from specifically Palm Harbor, which is a suburb of Clearwater, which is a suburb of Tampa, Florida.
That's
Tampa.
specific.
It's Native American for tacos. It's not.
I was like, shoot, never knew that.
Stephen was actually considering it. He's like, oh, maybe
It's
something.
Native
I
American
missed
for
that bus.
cigars. I like Ybor City.
They got good cigars.
They
there.
do have good cigars. I met Arturo Fuente in, like, he's not the original one, of course, because that dude would be like 1,000 years old. But like his grandson that runs the company now, I met him in Tampa years back.
Which company is this?
Arturo Fuente cigars.
Like from Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really, my favorite cigar of all time. So I was fangirling out on this old dude. And I hung out with him like, bro, you're awesome. He goes, thanks. I'm like, no, really, you don't even know.
And he's like desperately trying to run away.
Every golf match I've played, I've smoked your cigars, bro.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you grow up doing music?
I'm a preacher's kid, man.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah,
That explains
man.
so much.
I'm a
Man,
preacher.
I just understand you
I
so
knew-
much better now.
I knew that was coming, but I was actually like a really like decently behaved preacher's kid.
What did you do growing up? I mean, what did you?
I didn't, dude, I don't even think I said my first swear word till I was like 18, 16, 17.
Are you serious?
You never
Yeah.
said the swear words.
I didn't. I was like, I'm going to be a different preacher's kid because we always, it was a big area, you know, Clearwater. So you had all these preachers, and all I heard growing up was like, oh, that guy's kid, he's a typical preacher's kid, you know, like doing drugs and all kind. I was like, I'm not going to be that way. I was playing a bunch of sports and doing whatever. So I got thrown into like the kids choir, hated it, and then. But she's like, you're a great singer. And then I was like, oh. And then she's like, I want you to do a solo. And then I was like rude to her. And I had
How
to go-
old were you at this
That
time?
was rude to her.
I was rude to her and was like, you know, and I had to apologize. And I cried when I apologized. Obviously,
You cry
yeah.
constantly. It's fine.
I would say that was like between like the 10 and 13-year-old range.
10 and 13, so that's 3 years.
And so I was doing that. And then
But you knew you could sing at that time.
yeah, because she knew, and I was like, okay, I can sing, whatever. My parents put me in piano lessons, the best thing they ever did, and I wish I would have stuck with it, but I learned just enough.
How old were you when you started?
10 to 13 year range.
Oh, it was all at the same time?
Yeah, I
Okay.
was. And then
You
I
could do
learned,
different years.
yeah, I learned how to read music a little bit and stuff, and then I learned about, you know, all the stuff. Like,
I didn't know you played piano till today.
Yeah,
and I
played
didn't even see you do it. You said you played the piano in the room before I got there.
I was playing. I played just enough to write a song on it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd be like do it live, whatever. I might. Depends on the chord.
You're not
progression.
out playing like chopping. Or anything.
No, I'm not like, hey man, let me go. Like, come up on stage, jam on the piano.
Yeah.
So then I learned we needed, just the typical. We need a bass player in the church band. Oh, Stephen, you should learn. So then I was like, it's only 4 chords, just like boom, boom, whatever. So I did that, and then I heard "Smells Like Teen Spirit." And I was like, what is this? Because I grew up in a strict music home,
We've heard that from a few people. I never encountered that.
It was a 90s thing, maybe.
Really?
Like for a preacher,
Are you saying I'm old? Is that what it is?
No, I'm saying from a preacher's perspective, like my dad now, I took him to a Wheeler Walker Jr. concert.
Oh
like,
my!
Did you really?
Oh, I did. Yeah, like a few years ago at the basement. Like and
Do you still talk?
me and we're still good. Yeah, we're good.
dad.
We're good. He drives. He actually drives for us, so that's fun.
Oh wow!
No,
Your dad does?
Yeah, he does. I know. He's seen all kinds of
It's
stuff.
you and Rustin Kelly. It's like I want that dad to come out with me.
Yeah.
I wish my dad
vibes.
could.
No, it's fun.
Oh, that
Wow.
turned dark.
That
I
harsh.
enjoy that time with him. And sometimes I stay in the same room with him, but like even before he goes, and he's got to sleep different hours than us. But like it's fun. I get to like go have a nice Yelp elite dinner that is like #1 restaurant in town. We eat.
No
and he
free
goes to
shout outs,
bed
Yelp.
and-
Dude, I
Yelp elite.
it's foodie. We talked about this earlier. I love to travel, and when you go somewhere, I will like offset cost to eat at like a badass place.
100%.
I won't eat breakfast or lunch. That way we can eat at this Michelin restaurant.
I'm the
and
same
it's a
way.
good trade off. Enjoy life. Enjoy it. Have fun with your Yelp.
And there's good food.
Right.
There's good food out there.
There's really good food. So, 10, 13-year range, you're playing bass in the church. Did you like get into bands after that? Were you?
So I heard "Smells Like Teen Spirit" and I was like, oh my gosh, the lead guitar player in the church, his son was my friend. I was like, dude, I need to. It was one of the only houses my parents would let me stay at. They didn't have any girls. It was just 2 boys. My parents didn't want me sleeping over at houses with mixed company. You don't know what happens after 10 when the parents go to bed.
Yeah.
And so I went over there and I was like, dude, can you teach me how to play this song? Because it blew my mind. I was like, I've never heard anything like that. I was like, "Smells Like Teen Spirit" is like one of the greatest rock songs of all time, obviously, in my opinion. But so he taught me that, and he taught me. I said, "What about breakfast at Tiffany's?" He taught me that, and then oh where can my baby be?
Yeah.
And those are the first 3 songs I learned, and then I was like, and I got electric guitar. I was like, I should start a band. I started a band called Blackjack.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did just these 2 words go together well?
Just sounded cool.
It just sounded cool, and nobody had it back then because there wasn't like, you couldn't look up a band. Well, maybe you could, but like
Not easily.
Now on MySpace, like in MySpace, like when I moved to Nashville, you're like, okay, let's see what band before we called ourselves Love and Theft. We're like, well, we need to look it up on MySpace and make sure no one has the MySpace page yet.
Yeah.
And now, now you can,
Amazing.
I didn't get internet till like 1998, 99, something like that.
Yeah. When I was
moved to town, and it was dial up.
97, I had dial up.
Yeah.
House on my compact computer.
I would just start to download like a song on Napster when I left to go work at Applebee's, and I would come home and it would be downloaded finally.
Yeah, man.
know what I
Good
mean?
old days.
It's like all day long.
You had to earn that download.
did y'all play
Yes.
Oregon Trail or
Yeah.
yeah, duh.
On the green screens.
Lemmings.
Lemmings,
You
yeah.
got
I
any
forgot
Lemmings
about that.
fans in the
Yeah,
house?
I don't know what that is.
Oh man, it was so fun. Like you get the guys and they follow each other. And
I think you and I we're born in the same year, weren't we?
84 for
Okay,
me. Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
we're in the
David's
schools at the
just
same
old.
time.
David's just old. That's fine.
We went to different schools together.
Different schools together. Yeah.
That's one of my dad's jokes.
There it is. Hey, we've hit all 4 today. Way to go.
How long did you and Blackjack play together?
Oh man, we only played like 4 shows, dude. But we rehearsed a lot,
Yeah.
That was the most fun part, We rehearsed.
What kind of music were you guys doing?
It was punk rock, dude, because I was just getting
Hell yeah,
out of it. I
punk
just
rock.
heard Green Day and
Yeah.
but then that didn't last long, and I started writing, and then I fell in love with country music.
How did you fall in love with country music?
My parents became a little less strict, And then I went to like,
Yeah, you broke the seal, and there's
yeah,
no
they're like,
there's no putting the toothpaste back in the tube,
whatever.
baby.
No.
And so I started listening to like George Strait, Tim McGraw, stuff like that. And then I was like, man, I fell in love with songwriting. My mom was a poet. My grandma was a poet. I had a really amazing English teacher in high school for all 4 years, and she made us write poetry and stuff. I was like, hey, I'm pretty good at rhyming. I know I can sing, and I play an instrument.
Yeah, you're ready.
I was like, I can do it. And
That's
the
a trifecta.
So here's the kicker. The Warren brothers' mom was my math teacher and Bible teacher in high school.
Wow.
We went to a school that graduated like 20 kids a year.
Brett and Brad's mom.
That was my connection to Nashville.
That's
I knew
crazy,
this.
dude.
Yeah, they're wild.
Dude, I remember sitting at Waffle House with them boys, with Brett and Brad. I don't remember if it was after an 8 a.m. meeting or something. I don't know.
They love the Brentwood one off of 65.
That's the one we were at, and they were talking about you guys.
That's cool.
And I'd never met you before. You know, we had just got dropped from a label, so I was like, oh, these guys suck. They're a duo. We were a trio originally, right? Were you a trio?
We were a trio. We called it a trio, but yeah, trio
it's
is
a
funnier.
trio.
Trio's good.
So let's suck back to that.
Okay.
Let's suck back on back. So
Suck back.
She just called Brett and Brad and were like, hey, you need to hear this kid.
Yeah, and Brett or Brad still to this day, they're like, yeah, like my mom called me and told me you were good. We were like, okay, mom.
Whatever,
okay.
Mom.
I was leading the worship at my youth group, my church, and at the school on Fridays at chapel, and so they actually came and for whatever, like old people that used to go to school come back or whatever.
Alumni day?
Alumni, yeah, that one.
Okay.
And they were like, he's pretty good. And then I made a trip up here. I played him some songs, and they were like, hey, dude, you're good enough, but like if you don't live here, like this is the songwriting capital of the world. Like if you don't live here, like you're really hurting yourself. Now he can do stuff from afar with social
But at the
media.
time, that's great advice.
Yes, it
because
was.
when we were on the road, if anybody would ask me, it's like, you got to go where it is.
Yeah.
You can't do it from afar.
In my first, and they were nice enough to ride with me. My first big cut was, since they're friends with Martina McBride and all that. My first top 10 outside cut was "Wrong Baby Wrong" that Martina wrote, and they actually like sent it to her. We were going to do it for us,
Yeah.
and then we got a call. They're like, "Hey, do you want to do like They're like, do you like this song?" She's like, "Yes." And like, you can have it. And then he calls me. He's like, "Hey, Martina, let's cut the song." I was like, "Shoot, yeah, I can write more songs."
I can
man.
do this.
Yeah.
This seems very easy.
And they got us on the Tim McGraw tour, but it sucked because it was amazing. But like I was right after they both got sober and Tim got sober, and I was so bummed because I was like, I want to drink with all of them. I could have died though if I was drinking with
Sure.
Tim and the Warren Brothers the
Look,
same, because they
dude,
were on the tour too.
Yeah.
You didn't want that. I experienced that. You did not want any part of that.
You're still alive.
I am, but I'm not. I'm older. I'm not as old as I look, honestly. How did you and Eric get together? And what was the other guy?
Brian.
Brian. I never met Brian. I didn't know Brian.
So we tell different stories, but the real story is, so I met Kanan Smith. I moved to Nashville with Kanan Smith. We did Star Search or whatever.
Really?
But it was called Colgate Country Showdown at the time. It was Star
yeah.
Search, and then
Yeah.
they renamed it.
Yeah.
And I met him, and the guy that beat me and him, this is like in Orlando area, the guy that beat me and him was like, he just did Garth Brooks covers.
Johnny
like,
Bulford?
oh, shit.
Did he win that too?
I think
No,
he did.
I actually, so I have a good story now. That's funny you say that. Because I did it again, and he beat me in Jacksonville for the finals.
Johnny Bulford
was
did?
still one of our jokes, yeah. I'm like, yeah, well, you're better than me anyways, because you beat me at Colgate Country Showdown because I did it a second year. And, but, so we met over the fact that, like, the guy that, like, we both played original songs, played our own music, and this guy just did karaoke, but he's from this little town.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
A little
And so
insider
he won,
trading.
and so and it was, and so we became friends, and then we started, hanging out in Florida, and then we moved to Nashville together, and then somehow he met Eric, not sure who through, and Eric came to one of my shows at Curb Cafe, and we wrote a song and whatever, and then
Were you going to Belmont or you just play at Curb Cafe?
I lived on. I love that you say that. I got accepted, and then I was like, I'm just gonna like take a semester off after I was at USF in Tampa for like 3 years. Going to be a college basketball coach. I worked for the team and everything on
Really?
on scholarship. Yeah,
No shit.
I was a baller, dude.
Did you play?
Yeah, I had a full ride to Palm Beach Atlantic, which is a small, Christian D2 school, whatever. But I tore my ACL halfway through my senior season, and I was like, I'm just gonna go USF and then like work for the team. So I was like the manager, and then I worked for Seth Greenberg though, which was super cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was so fun. And then new people come in, he leaves and goes to Virginia Tech after that, I think. And then I stayed on staff, and then they gave me a scholarship. But I was making trips to Nashville, and then everything started happening fast. And I was like, okay, I'm out. So I lived I lived on campus completely illegally.
Wow.
Right behind the Curb Cafe on the other side of that church on Canaan's couch. And I did like, when I started doing like, cause on the showcases, the Belmont showcases, you can like do them, like they can have like 2-3 members in the band that don't go there.
Yeah.
And so like I was doing I'm like, well, I'm making all these co-writes. I'm doing the stuff I would be doing anyways. The reason I came here. Yeah. And so they're like, yeah, man. I was like, shoot, I'm not gonna go here and pay. I don't even know how much it is.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I know it's a lot now, but I don't know how much it was then, but
it was bad then too.
I think when I was there, I feel like it was like $6,000 a semester.
$8 million a year.
Which now it's probably like $20,000 a semester.
Yeah. Oh, it's more than that.
Nice school
it's
though.
like $50,000 a semester.
Yeah, so he brought Eric in. Then I'm jumping into it. So, I forget the name of that web. I was working at Sam's Club, and I was writing songs outside on my Sidekick. It flips up.
Yeah, baby.
Writing songs and pushing carts. And this dude was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of I forget the name of the site. It's still around today. You can buy like tickets on there and stuff."
Ticketmaster?
No, it's
StubHub.
It's a site to find stuff, like buy stuff and like find links. I don't even know. He's like, "You ever heard of that site?" And I was like, "No." I went on there and it said like
Craigslist.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. He's
like, "Hey, have you ever heard of Craigslist?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Go on there. You can find gigs and stuff." I was like, "Oh, cool." So I go on there. It says like new country Eagles band putting it together. Deal on Sony. Can't remember the name. It was a Sony one in New York. So I was like, "Oh, I'll send him my music." I sent him my MySpace link. Whatever.
Yeah, baby.
So I meet these guys, and then they started putting the band together, and they're like, "Do you know a guy named Eric Gunderson?" I was like, "Yeah, I met that dude. Yeah, he's cool." He comes over, he plays a couple songs. Like, "Do you want to be in the band?" And we had a meeting outside and left him inside. It was so funny. We're like under this awning. It's like pouring down rain and like Green Hills in the studio, and we left him inside. And we go back inside. "You want to be in the band?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And that was like,
"Yeah, sure."
And then Eric and I got houses next to each other in East Nashville for a couple of years, like 1 block away. And we all had like all of our friends living in the houses, and it was bananas.
Oh, I'm sure.
And that was when we got a record deal, so I was able to quit Blockbuster.
Oh, dude, I worked at Blockbuster too.
How did you?
Which Blockbuster did you work at?
East Nashville.
Yeah, I did the one on Nolensville Road.
Nice.
I never worked at Blockbuster.
It was fun.
I've rented at Blockbuster.
I did. I worked at Blockbuster, and then I did Best Buy.
I was assistant to the manager, so kind of a big deal.
So you're an assistant manager?
Assistant to the manager.
Assistant to the manager. So you guys got a record deal. How did that happen? You can't just skip over that.
Because so Robert Ellis Oral.
Yes.
Him and Jeff Copeland, but Jeff was like, more like New York, Canada, but like Robert Ellis Oral's, he has a name here. So he got us in these rooms, and Herky Williams,
ASCAP for many, many moons.
We played for him in the office, just acoustic, the three of us. Just acoustic played for him, and he's like, "Whoa!" And he called Doug Howard and Randy Goodman. He's like, "You got to hear these guys." So we went into office about this size, not much bigger. We stood in the corner and played.
Crammed it in there.
Yep, and played in the songs. And I remember Randy Goodman goes, so it's like us three, Doug Howard, Randy Goodman, and Robert L. Sorrell and Jeff Copeland, right? So it was anyways. So Rascal Flatts was on the label at the time, right? Biggest trio country band in the world at the time. And Randy Goodman goes, "Well, we do have an elephant in the room." And I'm a little blunt. I said, "Yeah, but those guys are like 30 years older than us." And then I just saw our producers' faces just go like white, like Stephen just ruined this for us.
Yeah.
And so
that's amazing.
it was the first, I was like, because in my mind, I'm like, I saw them play with, like when I was in high school, like at sold out places. Like,
Yeah.
those guys have been around. Like, what does that matter? In my brain, right? I don't know much about.
You probably should let it come out in your normal voice.
Yeah. So I was like, that was the first thing. I was like, what? We're not competition for them. Like, that's all I was thinking. And so they ended up signing us, but they started a new label. They started Carolwood.
Oh, that's
just
right.
for us.
Yeah.
Really?
Because they wanted it to look like they had that we weren't, So then they put Sarah Buxton and then Trent Tomlinson and somebody else over there.
Shadazy.
Probably, yeah.
Wow.
So, but
Remember
we
them?
only.
Yes, I do remember them. Because, okay.
No, go ahead.
So our original incarnation, whatever, of Halfway to Hazard was a thing called the Redneck Rock Stars.
Yeah.
We were a band and we played at 3rd and Lindsley. And the dude in there was Ed James. He was the guitar player in Shadazy.
Oh.
And then when that was done, he started playing for us. And then when we got signed to Universal, they were like, look, we don't want a band. We just want a duo, and your name sucks, basically is what they said. So we'd fire
They
the whole
didn't like
band.
Detox and the Redneck Rock Stars?
We'd fire the whole band. No. We fired the band, and Ed went immediately and started working for Carrie Underwood. So now every fucking Sunday night, the dude playing guitar on the Sunday night intro is Ed James. And he's
Nice.
so happy for that, dude.
Well, that's awesome for him.
And I have no idea why I told that story, but it was fun.
Because I said Shadazy.
That's why.
Yeah.
That right there. Yeah.
I like that.
So you signed with Carolwood and you started making a record.
Yep, we came to the label with a record. That was part of the plan. So we pitched to all the labels and came with a record. Jim Catino really liked us, but we ended up going with Doug Howard and Randy Goodman. And so we went there, and then we put out Runaway, went top 10. Then we were on our way to Atlanta for a radio show, and Dance in a Circle's our next single. They moved it over back to Lyric Street, from what I remember, right? They're like kind of like, okay, cool, we did that now, whatever. So it was top 25, moving faster than Runaway. And we'd get a call, and they're like, hey, we're closing the label. And I was like,
Yeesh.
what? I'm like, why would you close the label? You have Rascal Flats. Like we couldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
And I think there was just some inside things going on. Disney is so protective of their brand. They were like, we can make more money on one movie than this label's made in 5 years. You know what I mean? They're like, we're going to
But
show
isn't it crazy how a company as big as Disney, like not only just in the movie space, but even in music, how they have no presence here in Nashville now? They closed the record label and they just got rid of the publishing company 4 or 5 years ago.
They're like, we don't care.
But there's money to be made here. I mean, if you do it right and hire the right people, you can make money.
You can, but it's like he said, when you're dealing in billions, slinging mouseware, it's just.
Well, couldn't Sony and Warner say the same thing? And Universal?
Oh, yeah, but they have a bigger foothold in the music industry than Disney ever
I would
did.
say that.
It's just crazy.
Anyway.
So I moved us over there, and then they closed the label, and then Brian quit to go do like our third member. He quit to go do like a Led Zeppelin style record because that was his roots, and he went and did that. Now he does real estate. And he's actually probably making more money than us.
Probably.
He's smart.
And then we called up Joe Galante. And Eric and I had a talk. We're like, hey, let's just stay a duo, right? Like, we don't need to add more people.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we should. Because Brooks and Dunn had just retired for the first or second time, not sure. And Montgomery Gentry had just went to some other label. So we're like, shoot, we'll be the only duo on all the Sony imprints. Mm-hmm. And so we was like, hey, stayed a duo. And Joe Galante really wanted to hire us, and so did Catino. Hire us, sign us,
Hire us.
Yeah, whatever. Feels that way sometimes, right?
You're hired.
Because they can just get rid of you whenever they want.
Yeah, it does.
So we went over there and made the Angel Eyes album, and then with Josh Leo, and it went number one. And then they waited. This was the most frustrating part. Well, Joe Galante leaves, and he was like our I Believe in You, whatever.
Yeah, he's your champion.
And
Yeah.
Gary Overton comes in. He was nice to us. we just weren't. He didn't sign us, right?
Right.
So he was kind of on the tail end of us, whatever. But they waited 3, 4, 5 months to put out a song after Angel Eyes went #1.
Yeah.
And we just were like, and from my experience, like watching Florida Georgia Line, when they had a new song coming out. This song's #1. We had a new song coming out right after. So it looks like you're not a priority to the label.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, we're going to put out another song. So they waited like 3, 4 months. I think that affected it a little bit. They put out like 3, 4 other songs on us. And then we made the Whiskey on My Breath album by ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we went over to Triple 30 Tigers. I don't know what it was at the time.
8,000 Tigers.
8,000 Tigers. But we actually promoted it and paid for it ourselves. It was like a subcontracting thing. And then it did well enough to where Curb bought the record, and we ended up at Curb.
Curb.
Ended up at Curb. And then they went through a transition by buying Word. So then they bought Word, and then everyone, kind of had a bunch of different jobs. And we were still a new band at Curb. So and Mike was nice enough, which is amazing. We were like, he's like, hey, we can't really put out your music till whatever next year. And we're like, man, we have kids and stuff. And we're like, can we like, please just like go? No, he let us go.
Yeah.
Free and clear.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
No,
I know that,
not
right?
very often.
I know. That's what I've heard. But
You just don't get that. It is a luxury.
We were so humbled and thrilled because everyone's like, oh, they'll never let you go. They're just like, keep you over there until they can put your music out. But like, we didn't have like a pub deal or a draw. So like, if we're not putting out new music, we're not making any money. Right.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard to like keep the momentum. And I think he understood that, and he's like, yeah. And he let us go.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now we're independent.
Yeah. Out there playing shows.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Just running around.
Yeah, and they Curb eventually put out earlier this year, put out the album we made there like 3, 4 years ago.
Ah,
How about that?
So it's out.
look at that.
Somebody
Let you go and still put out your album.
And we were happy because, those songs are owned by Curb, so that we couldn't put them out if we wanted to.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Right.
So it just, nobody would ever heard them.
Yeah.
We made it with Jim Ed Norman and Josh Leo, and we spent here at the Curb studio. We spent like a year and a half on this record.
Sounds about right.
And Curb spent a lot of money on it too. I mean, Jim Ed, man, he's like, we think the song's done. He's like, you know what we should do?
Yeah.
We should add a full string section. I'm sort of like, I don't think we can afford that, bro. He's like, nah, we'll work it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, Steven.
One of the most interesting dudes in the history of mankind. He
I
is.
know, right?
I took him to the weekend show for his birthday with my sister
Did
and
you really?
my wife, and we got matching outfits and shoes that light up, and took him. And we had a blast.
I can't imagine Jim Ed at a weekend show.
It was a real thing. It was so fun, and
Jim had parties.
he can party in the
does.
right situation, I guess.
He's a trip, man. We had him on the podcast early on, and
Oh yeah, I want to.
he's
hear
like,
that
"Yeah."
one.
When I worked for NASA, and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
God,
He's a
And
school
then
bus driver.
Then I moved to Texas, and I lived with Don Henley. And like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Jackson Brown was right downstairs or something, and
lived in Hawaii for like
JD
tons of
Souther
years.
still does.
Oh, JD Souther, yeah.
Yeah, God rest his soul. Yeah, I think Jim Ed still lives in Hawaii. He just comes here every once in a while. Do you move back?
No, he's still here. I saw him in the studio about a month or so ago.
Just creeping around, or was he doing
He's
something?
hanging out with Craig White, the engineer,
Oh,
Yeah, I love Craig.
and they were like probably working on some mixes, like till they couldn't see straight.
Yeah. What's the one song you've written you were like, that's cool, I can do this? Was there one early on? Or is it
I think Wrong Baby Wrong,
yeah.
the one that Martina cut, because I came in there into the room with Brett and Brad Warren and Robert L. Sorrell, and I came in with the melody, the idea, and everything. And that's when I think they were all like, oh. And because especially because it ended up being a top 10 hit for her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was like huge for me because I was like, yeah, these 3 amazing hit songwriters right here in the room. And I came in like, guess what? I got an idea.
You showed them the goods.
Yeah, and it was nice because they were all like, and they still to this day like, yeah, I mean, they all admit that was my idea and that like I brought the whole thing and I kind of led the write.
Yeah.
But like takes a lot to lead a write in the room like that, and I was young in town. Because I've had rights where it's so annoying. I've had rights where I'll go out and I'll see one of my friends that was in the right singing the song, and he's telling a completely false story of how the song went down.
Oh wow.
Man, I have friends like that.
And I'm
too.
like, dude, I was there, and I still don't give you or me like we know that was. I'm not gonna say a name. We know that was his idea. We were all there.
Wow.
It was his idea. And you're still taking the credit for it. Like, I don't take it, and I don't give it to you, but I always give it to this guy.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was nice that they do. They actually give me the credit for it. So,
I feel you.
So that was probably mine.
So we played a little. I had you come and play this the charity golf tournament every year.
Mm-hmm.
You guys came and played it this year, and I was upstairs, and Jenny goes, "Did you know somebody had a crush on Stephen back in the day and wrote a song about him?" I'm like, that's bullshit. That never happened. And I asked you about it, and it was true.
It's super true.
Taylor Swift has a song.
What?
Called what?
It's called Hey Stephen.
Wow.
And it's about who?
Me.
And it's about
Dude, I
you.
didn't know this.
You really did?
Tell
No.
the story. You guys were on tour together, right?
So our first tour was
Sexy Stephen.
Yeah.
our first tour was on tour with her, and it was we just played acoustic and open for her. She heard some of our demos from a mutual booking agent. She's like, I'd love to have them out. I love them. You know, they're three young dudes. My crowd would like them. And so we went on tour with her. And
How old was she at the time?
yeah, exactly.
Not legal.
18.
Okay.
No, she was actually 18.
Little legal.
And so she may have been 19. And so yeah, we toured with her. Her became really close, and I think we were more emotionally close than we were. Like there wasn't very physical or anything because her mom followed her around every single where she went. You know, so.
That makes it a little interesting.
It's 100% like when she was out with us in McGraw, her mom was by her side all the time. She was 16 at the time too, so
That makes more
it's
sense.
like don't leave her around any of these dudes. They're fucking weird.
And it's not like I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like, if her mom wasn't around, there's 50 people everywhere. I mean, it's like backstage, and there's a bus, and there's catering, and whatever. But she was really cool, man. She was smart.
I'm gonna have to go listen to this song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very, very nice. So it is. It's one of the only nice songs. And sometimes people are like, "Oh, she didn't really write that about you. It's about this dude, this dude." I'm like, "Yeah, well, go check her liner notes because if it's not about me, it spells out love." She does like capital letters in the words to her songs, and it spells out love and theft. And she called me and told me it was about me, so I'm just assuming it's probably about me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you like upset about her and Travis Kelce's relationship?
No, I'm not. I'm happy for them. I wish it was. I wish he wasn't on the Chiefs, though, man. I can't root for the
Which
Chiefs.
team do you want to beat them more? Is it the Lions, the Bucks, or the Chargers that you're all fans of?
Yeah,
Can
that's
you
so
just
weird.
look at what he's wearing right
Well,
now?
yeah, he has on Tampa Bay sandals
and shirt.
and he's got on a Detroit Lions hat,
Yeah.
which is like a retro hat. It's pretty cool, actually.
And his jacket is
I made it
Bucks.
myself.
Yeah, Bucks.
Bucks.
So you're a little
Now,
more
what's your jersey?
Buck heavy.
I'm wearing a Quentin Johnston jersey from the
where?
Chargers.
From the Chargers.
I'm a big player guy, but the Bucks are my favorite, and then Detroit's too. And then sometimes I root for
Well,
the Chargers.
how do you like Detroit? What's the connection there?
So my mom, my grandfather were from there. My mom was born there. My grandfather
That makes a
died
little
there.
more sense.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's half and half, and they don't really compete with us in our division. So
Yeah.
I went to the Bucks Lions game for the playoffs this year. My friends took me for my 40th birthday,
Nice.
and they got us nice seats too. And I was wearing a Bucks orange. They didn't give out many tickets. They didn't share their tickets to Bucks fans. So like I'm coming in with like the Bucks old school like starter jacket, bright orange.
Yeah, the
Coming in
dreamsicle
hot,
orange.
but I had a Barry Sanders jersey on under it.
Oh.
So those fans were like ready to go because it was like the biggest playoff game they've ever had there.
Yeah.
And so like people were like ragging me hard. And so then all I would do is just like open up my jacket and show them my Barry Sanders jersey, and it just blew their minds. They're like, they couldn't understand that I could be fans of both teams.
You
Yeah.
cogged up their cog.
I was actually kind of rooting for the Lions because we just won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Like the Lions haven't,
yeah, go ahead, guys. You have one too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like,
Share
hey,
the
let
love.
you guys have some. I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
guys get one. They're really good this year.
Are they? Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Aren't
they're
they?
so flipping good, man.
They've got that that god, the sun god. You know, I'm on Saint Ra, or whatever his name is.
St. Brown.
Yeah, whatever. Saint,
Didn't
He had a great
Saint
game.
Balls.
didn't the Chargers play last night?
Sure did.
Who did they play?
They beat
Played
the
the
Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah, that was a wild game. I went to this after party after the CSAC awards last night, and I walked in and it was like
CSAC.
27-6.
Is that
And
their jingle?
I was talking to people, and I turn around and look, and it's tied up at like 30,
27.
27. And I was like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, I have
They
Joe,
got him.
Joe Burrow as my quarterback,
Yeah,
and I was getting beat to death. And I woke up this morning, I'm like, I almost won this game because of Joe, who is beautiful, Burrow.
Joe, who's
Yeah.
beautiful.
He's
Burrow.
beautiful, beautiful dude.
Did you see
He-
Macaulay Culkin dressed up as him for
Yeah.
Halloween?
Dude,
Was
they-
that funny?
He looks like a Culkin.
He does.
He's like the prettiest Culkin brother.
Yeah,
You know,
I wonder if he's related distantly.
I don't know. What do you like to eat in Nashville?
Yeah, you're a foodie guy.
Ooh,
Where's
that's
some of your
really
spots?
tough. I love Thai saying because I don't have no good Thai food up where I live.
The Thai saying is good.
It's consistently good.
It's
The
consistent.
Smiling
yeah.
Elephant's a little further, so I just don't go down there.
I've heard about that place.
It's good.
It's really good, but there's only like 10 tables or something.
Yeah, it's tiny.
very small, so
Yeah.
like you might like wait forever.
Yeah, I don't want to drive over all that way and not have a place to sit
No,
down.
you can't smile.
No.
I know, it's stupid.
The tavern has my favorite salad. That
Tavern's back.
Tavern's
I
back,
know.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they
we
have-
went in the other day.
They have that like
Kale salad.
that's the one.
That's
You
it,
already
dude.
knew with the
Yep.
grilled chicken.
The buffalo cauliflower.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
Yeah,
I heard they don't have exactly all the same stuff
it's
they
not
used
the
to.
same. It's a little different. It doesn't feel the same. I don't know if it's one of those things where you had this build up in your head because it's gone now. You're like, oh my god, that place was so good, and this was so good, and now it's like when you were little. Was Red Lobster really a really good restaurant, or did you just not have perspective to know the difference?
The biscuits are still good.
You
though.
know,
Oh, the biscuits are fire.
They
Yeah.
haven't changed.
They're hard.
Yeah, no, Red Lobster's terrible, but I do remember loving it as a kid.
Yeah, but the tavern, is it like, was it that good before, or did we just have this romanticized version of it in our heads, and now it's like, it's not the same?
The salad was not as good, I will say.
See?
Oh,
But was it the same?
but
I
maybe,
don't know.
but it's probably not the same chef, though. You know, maybe he's just not making it as good as
They
the other
don't-
guy.
And they don't
or
have
girl.
the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls anymore, and I was so bummed. That was
Oh,
my
dude.
favorite.
Yeah, those were pretty gnarly.
They don't do it anymore. I was so bummed. I was so
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed. actually,
I've been
thinking about it.
craving Shohan all day long.
Oh, that place is really good.
Yeah, did
Where's
you go
that at?
finally?
I've been twice now. I went once with Shannon Hatch, and then I went the other day with Portis Tanner.
It's so good.
It's so
I
good.
told you, bro. It's Manit Shohan, the celebrity chef. It's down across from where 12th and Porter used to be.
No way.
It's fire, bro. Go in there and get. It's like
But I need to go with you because you know all
I
the stuff to get.
I get shit that ain't on the menu.
I see. That's why I need to go with
yeah.
you.
I know where that is.
Yeah, where Judge Beans used
The
to be.
hack is you go in, you get the curried lamb, curried goat, but you get it with the mussel sauce on it.
What?
It's fire. And the French dip naan bread, strong.
Dude, their poutine fries are really good
It's
too.
everything's good. Everything in that place is good.
Yeah.
I've never liked Indian food before. Dots.
Yeah,
Until-
respect.
Until I got peed a little bit. Until Shohan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
It's strong. It's real
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, I enjoy that place.
What you got going on right now you're happy about?
That's a really nice question.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying that.
Talk to me, guys.
Initially, so with Love and Theft, we'll start there. We are going and we are playing. We're going to Poland on the 21st of December.
Oh.
The mother country.
And we're playing from the 21st through January 2nd on all the military bases.
That is
Oh,
badass,
that's awesome.
bro.
Hell yeah.
That is badass.
I'm sorry. Heaven, yeah.
Heaven, yeah.
Heaven, yeah, bro.
We're gonna miss Christmas with the fam. And
Are
that's
you?
like
Ooh.
because we can't
That's a
we can't bring 'em.
sacrifice, though, man.
Ouch.
We thought it would be. We're like, man, they're not with their families. We love
Yeah.
playing on military bases. We've already played. This will be the first one will be our 13th, and then we're gonna
Wow.
obviously add more to it. So it'll be really nice. It's a little bittersweet, but like we're like, man, we should do it. And it comes at a time of year also where we don't have many shows.
Yeah.
Christmas time, you don't not really like going out, and
No.
we were like, oh, let's do it. And especially now with everything going on politically, we're like, man, we should definitely do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man.
And
That's
then-
very self-sacrificing.
Thank you.
My
Heaven yeah,
pleasure.
brother.
Heaven yeah, brother.
And I'm making a solo Christian record. Speaking of heaven, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually writing Heaven Yeah this week on Thursday.
You are not.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been saying it for a while, and I was
I'll
like,
be
I
in
need,
San Francisco.
I
That's
was,
fine.
I was
golf
like,
tournament?
I need to write it. I need to write this before someone. I've been saying it so much. I'm saying it in the wrong circles, and someone's going to steal the idea.
Somebody is going to steal it. Good thing this podcast comes out next Tuesday.
Yeah. So you better get to writing,
gosh.
pal.
You
No,
said
this
it on
one
the
comes
golf
out.
course.
I'm going to
and
drop this one Wednesday.
what's that?
I'm going to drop this one Wednesday.
You
Yeah,
are?
but we said it
Okay.
now, so now you guys can be my witnesses if someone takes it.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
so I'm making a solo Christian record.
Good on you, dude.
I've been doing
Going back to your roots.
yeah, going back to my roots, and it's like a little, it's fun. It's also like really amazing for my soul right now, where I'm at emotionally and spiritually. And for a long time, people are like, "Oh man, you need to make a Christian record and all this and whatever." I was just like, I don't know. Like, it needs to, like, if it's going to be good, it needs to come from like a real place, right?
Yeah.
I feel like God started working on my heart, and I've been getting the songs, and it's just been coming out. And I was like, the more the songs came, I was like, oh, I guess maybe I'm supposed to do this. And I'm still doing Love and Theft, right?
Yeah.
So, and,
Is your dad excited?
hey, you can't even imagine. So excited. And I know my mom would have been proud, and she is proud of me up there.
Yeah.
So that's cool too. And it's funny though, like a couple people around me like, I told you, I've been telling you this for years, and I'm like, dude, like, yeah, well, like it had to come from me.
It's not in your time, bro.
Yeah.
It's our time down here.
Yeah.
Down here, it's our time.
Heard several of the songs, and I mean, I'm not like a Christian music expert,
Yeah.
but from what I've heard, it's really good, man. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks
Heaven
for
yeah,
saying
bro.
I
Heaven, yeah,
incur. I reoccur.
that. Really?
I incur. Sometimes I incur.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, so that's like kind of my wrapping up my year. I got a new Christian manager, and then I got like
Like for Christian music, or he's
Yeah.
just Christian?
Christian music manager. He's gonna like pitch me. He works with like Newsboys and stuff like that, and Cochran and Co. and stuff like, because that's like a different world, man.
Yeah.
It's all like mainly in Franklin. It's like, I was like, I don't know what to do, and they feel like they can like get me a record deal, and I just take it as it comes, honestly. But I'm gonna come up with a plan. I'm not gonna be like put out stuff on TikTok and see if it hits. I want to go label, radio, all the things, right? Like I have a plan for it, because if not, it's like, then I'm not just gonna throw it up at the wall, see if it sticks. Like I want to do it the right way,
Mhm.
because I also wanted to make money.
Yeah.
And Christian radio still is doing really well. I mean,
If you can get a song and like sounds ridiculous, but it's true, in the churches, like where they report what songs they're playing.
Oh yeah, the CCLI money.
Yeah,
There's big
Like-
money in the CCLI.
Chris Tomlin has made a fortune doing that stuff, and
Yeah,
Rebecca
dude.
Story, and
You just get all like how many hundreds of thousands of churches
Yeah.
playing your songs every week.
which it's, again, it sounds ridiculous that churches
true.
have to submit their stuff, but they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, every song you hear played in the church has to be recorded, has to be documented.
That's right.
Because the Lord needs to give us His money. It's time to turn that tithe around, son.
That's right.
Turn that, make it a
turn that
hoof.
tithe around. That's funny. That's good.
Doing my best, dude. I mean, I've been a fan. I've always been a fan of you guys. We played a bunch of stuff. We've been friends for a while now, and I've always been a fan. I enjoy when there's two people on stage that sing and do it well, and you guys are
Duet well.
Do
3-0.
man, it's hard to be in a duo this long, but it's like
Oh, I know.
but Eric and I like see everything the same. We were like on the same page. And also like we hadn't had a show in a while, and then we did one like this weekend in Portland, Oregon, and I was like, man, it's just so fun because we sound so good together.
It's easy, right?
It's easy.
It's easy.
It's
Like, you could probably not rehearse for a while and just do it.
we don't rehearse.
It's ridiculous.
At all.
Yeah.
We don't have to anymore.
Do you ever
That's
have
nice.
Chad and I do? We won't rehearse. We'll do the same thing, and it just comes back in. But every once in a while, in the middle of the show, one of us will have a little hiccup. It's like, probably should have rehearsed this one a little better.
Oh, that's funny you say that, because right before we go on stage on Friday, I go, He pulls his ear out, and he's like, I was like, hey, dude, I hope I remember all the words. And I just started laughing, kind of looked at me like, ha, 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 I don't know.
Don't mess this up.
I didn't miss any words. It was fun.
No, I did one time. I mean, this is back when we rehearsed. We were at We Fest, and I mean, they put me on the jumbotron,
Mm-hmm.
and I start this song out, and I get to the middle of the first verse and blank.
Ouch.
So I'm just going blah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sound guy messed up.
Yeah.
Probably.
Grumble,
Yeah.
grumble.
Yeah, and that video went around for a while. Just me. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Way to go.
Yeah. Thanks. Hey, have you
Go ahead.
ever spun a wheel of shame?
Oh no, but I can't wait. Is this a real thing?
It is a real thing.
Okay, the wheel of shame. All right.
You're gonna do it right now. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead and get up there and get a finger on that, dude.
All right. The wheel of shame.
Go ahead and spin it
So
around. there.
I'm not going to know what
It's all
in
it is
code.
until after, and you're going to
Did
tell
we
me.
say to read the wheel of shame? We said to spin the wheel of shame.
Spin it, baby.
Come on. Come on. Do better.
You big Price is Right guy? Do you always want to spin that wheel?
Yeah, I mean, Price is Right. It's all right.
All right, we're not friends anymore. It's fine.
No, it's
No,
cool.
No, stop.
That's fine.
I like Family Feud too.
Okay. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear you say
Tortillas.
way-ho.
Tortilla slap.
Boom, now
Damn
everybody
it,
say way-ho.
Oh,
I say boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
Now let me hear you say way-ho.
I know.
Way ho.
So y'all going to slap me with a
It's
tortilla
you
in the
and Colt.
face?
have you seen the tortilla slap challenge?
It's been a while.
You know, where like you hold water in your mouth and you do rock paper scissors, and
Okay.
whoever loses gets slapped by a tortilla.
All right,
That's
show
what we're
me.
gonna
I'll do it.
Yeah,
Do I take
you're gonna
this-
do
I
it.
take this off?
Yeah. This is the part.
Oh, man. I can't believe I got that one. Dang it. Oh, man.
At least you got fresh tortillas.
Oh, thank you so much. So they're not like stale and
They're
like
not
gonna, like,
stale and like cut your
cut
face.
my face
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll have to remind me and do it. I've only seen it like a couple times.
It's just rock paper scissors, and whoever loses gets slapped.
Oh,
It's not.
oh wow! Sounds like
It's
awesome.
not a great. It's not a real hard concept there, Bob.
Where's the tortilla?
Right.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Right, you got some water.
I don't have anything to drink. I actually don't.
There's a water
Oh, wait,
right
I got
behind you
water
back
right here.
there.
Do you have a drink?
Open one of those Coca-Colas.
Yeah, you can put.
Oh, I'm gonna. What if I spew Coca-Cola?
Well, put some water in that glass over there.
Yeah, here.
God, am I solving all your all's problems?
Yeah.
You're so smart.
How did you not bring a water in? You always bring water for the guests.
Well, you came in early, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
All right,
But I only do this if I lose, right?
go ahead and now put the water in your mouth.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take my Zen out, upper decker.
Ep-
Okay.
Okay, put the water in your mouth. Now hold it in. Put it in. That's not enough. Put some more in there.
I actually needed to
You
sip
just drank it. Okay, now hold it in your mouth. All right. Now rock, paper, scissors.
I tried my best to hold it in.
It's a lose-lose.
I tried my best to hold it in.
How
I've
is
never done it before.
How is that?
I actually went down my throat.
Oh.
and everything.
I was laughing so hard.
Look how wet I am.
You're so damp.
Look, the follow through, and then just.
I was laughing because I was never done that before. So I was like, "What am I doing?" And then
Oh.
your face, when you won, he's like, "I'm gonna
Don't-
get it."
I know.
Don't forget the
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I was just talking about this the last podcast we did this, and I was like, when you don't know somebody very well, it's really hard to give them a good slap. But I was like, oh, I know Steven.
Yeah, you're
I'm
good.
about to get
I thought you
him.
gave me a pretty good one.
I heard it. It was on the it's on the tapes.
Oh my gosh, I need a shot after that.
Yeah. Here-
Heaven, yeah, brother, fill it
I
up.
tried to hold it in. I did. I swear. I actually drank half of it.
You were so nervous. It was your first time.
I know. I've never done it.
Oh,
I think
good
when you show
Lord.
that to my kid, he's gonna think that's the funniest thing ever. I'm kind of glad I got slapped because my kid's gonna think
Yeah.
it's so funny.
Yeah.
Look, he's like, I've always wanted to do that to you, Dad.
Yeah, we all could, have a really good father-son moment this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and just slap each other with tortillas.
With tortillas, just right in the face.
All right, so now.
Okay, now that I've been slapped.
All right,
Yeah, and I'm covered in water.
You are so damp.
Thank you.
I didn't get.
was
I tried
worth it.
not to get on your face when you hit
it's
me.
fine.
I tried to go down, but
I
I
wish
could
you'd
not.
sprayed all over his face.
He hit me good though, so that's why I
Just-
couldn't hold it in. He hit me pretty good.
Yeah, I did that to RJ Meacham, and he spit it over my head. That
Yeah,
was fun.
he did.
Okay, cool. So I don't feel as bad.
So this is gonna make you feel better too. So what I have here is a bottle of Atomic Rhino smelling salts. You ever done that before?
No.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the lid
Super
off.
down.
It's so
I'm gonna take the lid off. And you're gonna hold it right here
Super down.
and go. You got to give it a good sniff. It'll just clear your sinuses really good.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Now breathe out now.
Under the chin and sniff.
Excuse me. So.
Sniff.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's bananas. I can tell which side of my nose is more clear because the right side is definitely went right to my right eye.
It's
Where do you
awful,
find
right?
stuff like that? That's amazing.
Dude, yeah. If you need another hit, just let me know.
Dude, we did it. I did it the first time, and it was awful.
Oh, so you'll enjoy this. Working with Jim Ed. So Jim Ed was the first person we ever did this with. And we didn't know any better. Did we get like full nose up in there? Jim Ed fell over on that couch.
Yeah.
What thought we were going to kill him?
We thought we'd kill Jim.
I was down here.
Yeah, that's why I tell people now, like, hold it down here. Don't get all your nose up in it.
I was like waiting for something to jump out at me. But, like, that was pretty wild. What do you buy that on like Amazon or something?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
You
what
want a
the-
case?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah, I'm thinking
Amazon.
about getting some.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, do that with your son too.
Yeah, let's do a whole weekend. You got any other things? Or?
Well, one day somebody's going to land on Chubby Bunny, and we're going to have a really good
I
time
can't
with
wait
that.
to have Chubby Bunny.
Chubby Bunny's a good one.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having
Thanks
me.
for being awesome.
Oh,
And,
man, you guys are awesome.
Y'all go check out Love and Theft. Go check out Stephen when he gets his wonderful Christian
Thank you.
album.
Are you going to
done.
name your Christian album Heaven Yeah?
It depends on how good that song comes out when I write
It
it.
should just be called that regardless.
I know. I was going to name it Two Trees. The Warren Brothers took a song from Tim McGraw called Two Trees, and
yeah.
they gave it to me recently. It's one of the only outsides. It's the only outside song I have on my new record, and it's about the greatest tree of all time.
Oh.
It's about, and they wrote it as soon as after Brad's. It's the only song they wrote by themselves after Brad's son passed away, and they
yeah.
wrote it. And I told them what I was doing, played them some songs, and they're like, "Hey, we have a song for you." And they played it for me, and I was like, "Can I? Like, are you really gonna let me actually have this song?" Because I was
Yeah.
like, like 3 Wooden Cross is good, like,
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like if I don't get my hopes up. And so Brett calls Brad, and they're like, "Yeah, we want you to have it." And I was like, and Tim McGraw, he puts songs on hold for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe it wasn't his vibe for last record, whatever. But it's it's a song about Jesus, and it's a song about the greatest tree of all time, right? So it's about these 2 trees they on a hill, and this one tree is bigger than the other, and he wants to go and be made into a boat that will carry kings and fight wars and do all this stuff, and the little tree gets left behind. And one day that little tree, the big tree, comes back, and he's not there anymore, and the little tree never thought he'd amount to anything. And that little tree ends up being the cross that Jesus was crucified on.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, who thinks of that?
Right?
I can't
And
believe
they-
Brett and Brad thought that up.
So they gave me the song, and I'm going to name my album Two Trees.
Nice.
That's cool.
We're
That's a
looking
better,
forward to
better
it, man.
title.
Thank you, guys.
Badass.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And Colt, tell them where they can find us.
Yes, we are available on all streaming platforms.
Streaming.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Can you like?
Please like it.
Can you share?
Please rate it.
Can you
Share
subscribe?
You can subscribe to it. You should
You can
do that.
even
It'd be
donate
awesome.
if you want to. Give us money.
Yeah, you can donate.
What's your MySpace page link? That's important. They need to know that.
Twangtown, MySpace Twangtown.
MySpace.com
Yeah.
/Twingtown.
Are you? I'm going to be in your 5 top friends. I'm gonna be in your 5 friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was it top 5 or top 8?
It's
Dang.
top.
It
It
started off
was
as
5,
5.
and then it went to 8 because people, and then people still wanted to be in there.
Yeah, they're like, oh.
Yeah.
Man, if you weren't in someone's top whatever, it's almost like you weren't even really friends.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for
All
the
right.
smelling salts. Thanks for having me.
Bye, everybody.
And the slap.